Welcome back to Appzio PHP. This is Timo. I'll be walking you through how to configure the layout. So we're going to be looking at the basic layouting options for an action, how to attach styles, and how to use few of the different components that we use for building the view. You watched the previous videos and this video assumes that you have your development environment set up, so you're able to work with the code already and you have your own example application set up. We're going to be using the same example application as on the previous videos, which is the hello world. And here on the hello world we see there's on the action itself there is an option called theme, and this theme determines the subdirectory where we pull assets from. So it's important that you have this defined, that you can see this in your action, and this corresponds to the controller here, images, styles. These are all important for the correct functioning of the app. Actually, here we see that the naming is not right. Let's change the name of our style file. So it's mobile hello world. All the namings need to follow the action's name. So let's have a look at the controller. On the controller, there's exactly one component that we use, and this is getText. It doesn't get more simple than that. We'll add another component. This one is called getImage, and as you can see, it requires file name, and all the other parameters are optional. Let's take the Appzio vertical logo here. Click. Client doesn't actually know these file names like this, because the backend resizes all the images and keeps its own record of the images. We can use them here like this, but the client would know them by different names. So if you go through the JSON, you would never see this file name anywhere. But let's see how this works now. We'll update. So let's say upload. Okay, completed uploading. We'll pull to refresh, and there is our Appzio logo and the text that we used previously. Well, it doesn't look very good here. I think we should add some margin. So next we're going to be adding a style to this particular element and adding margin. You can write styles inline as well, but the recommended way of creating the styles is using the style sheets, because the client downloads the style sheet only once. If you add it as an inline style, it will get downloaded every time the client does any kind of refresh, so it increases the payload between the client and the server. Style, my image style, and this, let's clean up the example styles here. So style notation is in most cases the exact same namings as in CSS. These are not CSS styles, mind you, because we're using the native functionality of the clients, but everything regarding styles in terms of naming is quite close to the CSS. There are few exceptions. We're going to be dealing with them later. Okay, so we added a margin here. I just want to show you what happens behind the hood. It would not take effect when we refresh here, because the style updates are only done when we do a list branches call. So let's pull down, and then we can see on the console that when we did list branches, it got an updated asset list. So the client knows that the asset list has changed, so it will download the new asset list, incorporate the styles that we added there, and also if there are any style changes, the same happens with that. Except that we forgot to upload once again, so let's upload. Excuse me. So now that we uploaded the change to the server and we do a refresh here on the client, I'll just open this so you see what happens. We pull down, and in the list branches we got information also that the styles have changed. So it's gonna call another backend method called getAppStyles and updated styles, and then when we come back here, we'll see that we have a nice little margin added around the image. Let's do a little formatting with the text as well. We'll add another style for that, so we can say my text style and font size is 22, text align is center. We can also set font options and a lot of other things. Refer to the block for a full example of a style file. And then let's update this. Upload to Hello World. My text style. Let's take this. Save and upload. Again, let's go back here. Update, and we have the updated text here. Then let's dive into a little bit deeper on the layouting. So what we're going to do, we're going to put text side by side, something that's very basic on HTML. We tried to make it almost as basic here as well. So we'll add another text. Instead of putting it directly here on the scroll, we'll create columns. Text 1 and text 2, and then let's add it on the scroll area, and we'll say this get row, and we put the columns array here. So this component, the content is an array. Let's upload. Here we go. And here we don't need to go to the main menu, as we are already on the, we're not editing the styles. So this is now two texts side by side. Let's play around with the styles a little bit more. First of all, you'll notice even though the text is center aligned, it doesn't exactly behave that way, and that's because we haven't set the width for these elements. So let's set that. We'll say width 50%. We can use percentages, or an alternative way is to write with absolute units. The problem with mobile is that we don't really have such thing as pixels. So you need to rely on a variable that we have set, which is this screen width. So you could do, for example, instead of writing with inline styles, let's do it so that we say width is like this, text align, center, copy this, upload the chains, and we have it over here. Okay, let's add a background for this. So we could say background color. We also support image backgrounds, transparencies, and all the other cool things that you might need to build a nice looking application. Okay, so that was now set background color white. This is for the basic introduction for the styles. On the code side, then each application has their own style settings. They're quite easy to access by clicking on the apps icon here on the web console. And here you can, same as with CSS, you can override any style for each individual app over here, and here you can also get hints on how to write different things within the style files. Thanks for watching, stay tuned.